Power does not begin with crowns, armies, or gold. It begins in the mind. A weak mind sabotages even the strongest body. A disciplined mind can command nations. Machiavelli never trusted emotions. He treated them as tools, useful against others, deadly if allowed to rule oneself. Those who let love, anger, or fear guide their choices are nothing but puppets. Those who cut these strings become masters. The world does not reward effort. It does not care how hard you try or how pure you are. It rewards clarity. It rewards the one who sees reality without illusion, cold, merciless, yet filled with opportunities for those bold enough to seize them. This is not about motivation. Motivation is for the herd. What you are about to learn is how to become untouchable. You will harden your thoughts until nothing pierces them. You will sharpen your judgment until hesitation dies. You will gain such command over yourself that no one else can command you. Most will never attempt this. They are too desperate to be liked, too addicted to applause. But you are still here, which means you are not most people. Prove it. Weakness begins in the mind. The first chain that binds you is invisible. It is the need for approval, the hunger to be accepted, validated, and applauded. Machiavelli would tell you, this is the first chain you must shatter, because predictability is death, and the need for approval makes you predictable. Look around. Most people live like prisoners without seeing the bars. Their lives are dictated by the whispers of others. They worry about who follows them, who likes them, who mocks them. Every decision they make bends toward fear of disapproval, but approval is worthless. Approval is a leash. Whoever holds it controls you. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must first rule himself. That means cutting every attachment that weakens your judgment. Stop craving validation. Stop letting strangers dictate your mood. Stop asking permission to think. The moment you stop seeking applause, you become dangerous. Ask yourself, do you speak what you believe, or what others expect to hear? Do you move on your own path, or do you wait for clapping hands before each step? Every hesitation is another shackle. Every compromise, another chain. Destroy this weakness, and people will feel it. They will sense you cannot be bribed by compliments, or blackmailed by shame. Some will not like you. Good. Machiavelli warned, it is far safer to be feared than loved, because love is given freely and withdrawn freely. Fear is rooted in respect. When you stop chasing affection, you command respect, without asking. Breaking your mental chains does not mean becoming reckless, it means becoming untouchable. The opinions of others should be like the wind. You feel them, but they never move you. And when you reach this state, you begin to see clearly how the masses are manipulated by their hunger for approval. You will see leaders terrified of criticism, colleagues desperate for recognition, friends reshaping themselves just to belong, and you will rise above them all, because while their chains rattle loudly, yours lies shattered at your feet. Do not expect applause for this transformation. The world resents those who escape its leash. People will call you cold, arrogant, ruthless. Good. That is the sound of your freedom. Machiavelli would tell you, the first victory is not over the world, but over yourself. Kill the need to be liked, and you kill the first weakness of rulers, warriors, and thinkers. Only then do you begin shaping reality instead of being shaped by it. Most live like prey. Their first thought is always, what if I fail? What if they judge me? What if I lose? That is the voice of prey, reactive, hesitant, waiting for permission. Machiavelli despised this weakness because it leaves you open to anyone willing to act first. A predator does not wait for applause. A predator does not freeze. A predator does not ask. It moves, with purpose, with clarity. To think like a predator, you must train your mind to ask different questions. Where is the weakness? What can I take? How can I move before anyone else sees the opening? This is not cruelty. It is calculation. Instead of waiting to see how the world treats you, you decide how you will treat the world. Look at how most people operate. They hesitate. They overthink. They wait for others to move first. By the time they react, the opportunity is gone. Machiavelli advised rulers to act decisively when fortune opens a door, not stand outside debating whether they deserve to enter. Predator's mind is proactive, not reactive. It studies long before the strike. It notices patterns, weaknesses, opportunities others miss because they are too busy worrying. And when the moment comes, the predator moves without hesitation. Apply this everywhere: career, relationships, ambitions. Stop asking, what if I fail? Start asking, what happens if I never try? What happens if someone weaker takes what could have been mine? That fear should drive you more than failure ever could. But understand, the predator is not reckless. It is calm. It calculates, it stalks, it chooses the perfect moment. Anger is prey's reaction, desperation is prey's weakness. Discipline is the predator's weapon. Machiavelli wrote, "Fortune favors the bold, but boldness without calculation is suicide. So strike often, but strike with precision. Do not chase every target. Choose only those that strengthen your position. Do not pursue every opportunity. Seize only those worth the risk. When you start to think this way, people will notice. They will feel it. While they hesitate, you will already be 3 moves ahead. While they fear being judged, you will collect rewards. This is invisible power. Others begin to orbit you without knowing why. They sense you know where you are going. And predators never explain themselves. They do not justify ambition. They do not beg for forgiveness. They simply act, and the world adjusts. If you want to become mentally dangerous, stop broadcasting your plans. Stop asking for approval. Stop waiting for permission. Give yourself permission. No one else. Machiavelli's prince knew hesitation is death. So must you. Kill the prey inside you. Replace fear with strategy, hesitation with movement, excuses with results. Think like a predator and the world stops feeling like a threat. It becomes an open field, filled with prey too blind to see they are already chosen. Strength that can be seen is strength that can be broken. Machiavelli understood this deeply. A prince who displays all his weapons gives his enemies time to prepare. True power hides in plain sight. Quiet. Underestimated. Most make the fatal mistake of broadcasting emotions. They want credit for every move. They announce their plans, thinking it earns respect, but it only gives others the map to destroy them. If you want to become unbreakable, you must master disguise. Hide your inner world. No one should know your true thoughts, feelings, or plans. Train yourself to appear calm when furious, confident when uncertain, indifferent when invested. When people cannot read you, they cannot control you. Think of the power in this. When others are angry, they explode. Everyone sees their weakness. When you are angry, you show nothing. When others are excited, they reveal their wants. When you are excited, you reveal nothing. This terrifies them, because it makes you unpredictable. Machiavelli advised rulers to appear virtuous while secretly serving their own interests. You must appear harmless, agreeable, even naive, while inside calculating everything. People relax around those they underestimate. They reveal their weaknesses, their secrets, their vulnerabilities. By the time they realize what you are, it is too late. This is not lying. This is sovereignty over your mind. You decide what others see. Every reaction is a choice. Every expression, a weapon. The more disciplined your disguise, the more you will be underestimated. And underestimation is one of the greatest advantages in life. Machiavelli would say, "It is easier to destroy an enemy who doesn't take you seriously. Let them think you harmless. Let them think you distracted. Meanwhile, you are gathering leverage, preparing your strike. Disguise is also your shield. When no one knows what offends you, they cannot provoke you. When no one knows what you love, they cannot bribe you. When no one knows your fears, they cannot threaten you. A concealed mind is a fortress without doors. Practice this daily. When asked your plans, give answers that say nothing. When insulted, Respond with silence. When praised, accept calmly but reveal nothing of how you feel. Each time you do this, you remove control from others. Eventually, they stop trying altogether. Mystery breeds respect. People fear what they cannot predict. That fear becomes your armor. The goal is simple. Be easy to meet, impossible to understand. Let your emotions serve you in private, never in public. Let your ambitions guide you in silence, not as banners. By the time they realize what you've built, it is already finished, untouchable. To master disguise is not to be fake. It is to be sovereign over your own mind. When no one can read you, no one can chain you. Most beg for pity. They crave sympathy when they fail, comfort when they are weak, applause when they endure. Machiavelli knew pity is poison. Pity attracts vultures. Pity marks you as prey. Those who invite pity are never respected. Sympathy may soothe for a moment, but it corrodes authority. A powerful mind does not beg to be understood. It does not wear weakness on its sleeve. It projects an aura. I need nothing from you. Not your help. Not your kindness. Not your judgment. That aura, when real, creates something more valuable than love. Machiavelli's lesson has been twisted by centuries of fools. It is safer to be feared than loved, he wrote. Weak minds think this means cruelty. They are wrong. Fear is not about terror. Fear is about unshakable presence. When your mind is disciplined, you do not explode in rage. You do not beg for validation. You do not plead. And that unnerves people. They sense they cannot move you with flattery, guilt, or threats. Think of those rare few who are impossible to rattle. They rarely raise their voices, yet when they speak, silence follows. They do not boast of strength. They radiate it. That is mental fearlessness. That is authority. To build this kind of mind, eliminate desperation. Never let anyone see you beg. For approval, for fairness, for affection. Do not argue for your worth. Show it by refusing to stoop. If someone disrespects you, do not whine for justice. Do not explode with fury. Simply withdraw your presence. Withdraw your favor, withdraw your cooperation, and watch them feel the loss. Machiavelli advised rulers, reward loyalty strategically, punish betrayal quickly, never emotionally. Apply this within yourself. Do not hand people unlimited access. Do not grant endless forgiveness. Make your tolerance rare. Make your boundaries absolute. When people know you cannot be bribed by kindness, nor manipulated by guilt, they begin to fear losing your presence. That fear is not about cowering. It is about psychological weight. They move carefully. They speak carefully. Because they sense that to test you is to risk consequences. Contrast this with the pitiful many who beg to be understood. They display wounds like trophies, praying for sympathy. Perhaps someone will care for a while. But dependence always ends in betrayal. If your value comes from others, they can take it away. Machiavelli would call this fatal. Instead, make your value undeniable. Build competence, build discipline, build control so refined that your silence outweighs others' noise. Your calm presence outweighs their demands. When you inspire fear, you cease to be optional. You become inevitable. Like a fortress nun, dare attack directly. Those who would exploit weakness think twice. Those who respect strength seek alliance. Do not confuse this with cruelty. A cruel man lashes out because he is insecure. A feared man moves with precision. His strength is not noise but control. Love is fickle. Fear, properly cultivated, is the sharpest form of respect. If you would be a monster of mentality, stop inviting pity. Stop displaying wounds. Stop begging for kindness. Become a fortress. Silent, immovable, calculating. Because power is not thrones, crowns, or titles. Real power is invisible. The ability to bend outcomes without anyone seeing. Your hand upon them. Machiavelli knew, the most dangerous prince is the one who does not look like a prince. Most chase visible power, fame, status, recognition. They crave applause, but applause is a leash. Whoever grants it controls you. They can strip it away. They can turn it into scandal or sabotage. Visible power is fragile. Invisible power is different. It needs no permission. It thrives without display. It is influence without noise, the ability to tilt the board while others think they are moving freely. This is mastery, ruling without a crown. To wield invisible power, two foundations must be laid: control over yourself and leverage over others. You have already begun, breaking chains, thinking like predator, wearing disguise. Now you must shape the field itself, so others move in the direction you choose. Leverage is not just wealth or status. Information is leverage. Trust is leverage. Even the belief that you remain calm under pressure, that alone makes you a center of gravity. In crisis, they orbit you. They cling to you. They follow you. A man who does not need applause, who acts with precision, who hides his intentions, becomes unavoidable. Authority flows to him without request. Machiavelli warned rulers, never rely on affection. Affection changes with the wind. Build reputation for strength, decisiveness, and command. When people respect your judgment more than they like your personality, you hold true power. Authority rooted in fear of your discipline cannot be stolen. This is how you rule without a crown. Not by demanding recognition, but by positioning yourself so others follow willingly, even without knowing why. In meetings, you are the one who listens longest and speaks last, striking with clarity when hesitation rules the room. In friendships, you are the anchor while others drown in emotions. In life, you create opportunities instead of waiting for permission. But remember, the moment you boast, you weaken. The moment you demand recognition, you reveal insecurity. A ruler who must announce authority has already lost it. Machiavelli would whisper, "Let your victories remain silent. Let others believe they chose your way themselves. Rebellion dies before it begins. Master this, and you no longer chase attention. Attention comes to you. You no longer grasp at influence. Influence clings to you. You no longer need to show your strength. It is felt in every decision. This is what it means to become a monster of mentality. Not loud, not frantic, not desperate, cold, strategic, untouchable. You do not react to the world, you shape it. You do not beg for respect, you command it. You do not wear a crown, because true power does not need to be seen to exist. If you are ready to stop living like prey, to step into the mindset of rulers, then engrave this into your memory. First, you broke your mental chains. You stopped being prisoner to approval, applause, opinion. You discovered that the moment you stop seeking permission to think, you become dangerous. Weak, crave validation. Strong, kill that craving and replace it with clarity. Second, you built the predator's mind. You abandoned the timid reactions of prey. You chose cold focus, calculated aggression. You stopped running and began hunting. You learned strength is not chaos, but discipline and decisive action. Third, you hardened your will. You learned to endure discomfort, to keep walking when everything screamed to quit. You saw how most collapse under pressure, not because they are incapable, but because they are fragile. You chose to become unbreakable, the last one standing. Fourth, you mastered disguise. You realized visible strength can be countered, but unreadable silence terrifies. You learned to control emotion until every reaction became a choice. You became a fortress without doors. Fifth, you learned to rule without a crown. You discovered power does not need titles or applause. You stopped chasing influence. You positioned yourself so others followed unknowingly. You understood that the victory kept quiet is the only victory that lasts. Together, these lessons form one truth. Power is not granted. It is taken. It belongs to those who master themselves first. Machiavelli knew rulers are not chosen. They rise because they dare where others hesitate. because their minds cannot be bent, because their wills cannot be broken, because their strategies are unseen until too late. This is not theory. Apply even a fragment of this, and you will feel the shift. You will feel people test you less because you no longer react. You will feel decisions come easier because fear of judgment has no chain on you. You will feel yourself separate from the herd because you no longer beg for their approval. But hear this clearly. The world will not thank you. They will resent you. They will shame you. They will try to pull you back into the cage because your freedom exposes their slavery. Do not bend. Do not soften. Stay ruthless. Stay disciplined. Stay invisible when needed, decisive when required, unyielding always. This is not about chasing success. This is about becoming so mentally unshakable that success is inevitable. You now carry the foundation, a mind no chain can bind, a will no pressure can break, a presence that commands respect without ever asking. If you are still here, then you are not like most. Most fled from these words because truth makes them squirm, but you stayed because you are ready, because you know comfort is the enemy, because you are willing to pay the price for sovereignty. So act. Do not let this remain as words. Live it. Break chains daily. Hunt opportunities. Guard your disguise. Rule without asking. And if you are ready to keep sharpening your edge, to cut deeper into the wisdom that most will never dare touch, then stay. Subscribe, because the next lesson will go further. It will cut sharper, and it will show you how to move from feared to untouchable. The world will not see you coming. And that is exactly why you will win.